7.2.1, rates of change from data. So go ahead and read 68 and unpause when you're ready. So what I want you to do is I want you to be able to show your work appropriately here. So I'm going to do letter A. So when I want to calculate the rocket's average velocity for the given time, so for example, I have t equals 3 and t equals 21. What I want you to do is this. I want you to realize you're describing the change in the altitude over the change in time. So I want to see you write that first. Then I want you to go ahead and do the calculations. So if I wanted to do the calculations for the change in altitude and I wanted to look at t equals 3 and t equals 21, these are the numbers I'm going to use. So change in altitude would be 4,533. Take away 20. And then for your time, that would be 21 minus 3. Then go ahead and calculate that number. So you would have 4,463 over 18. And then get your decimal. I'm going to go ahead and round to 2 decimal places here. So you would have 247.94, and a sign for repeating. So I'll just round it. So, and then you need to make sure you have your label. So feet per second would be your label because your feet is your altitude and your seconds is over your time. So go ahead and do the next 5, which is B through F, making sure you have all of the work that is shown that I did for A. When you work through 769, what you need to make sure of is that you are paying attention to the table. It has a variety of units. Just so you know that the pressure MB is called millibars. So what I want you to do is you need to pay very close attention to these units when you're actually performing your calculations. Make sure you also show the work that I asked for in 68. Go ahead and complete that now, and then I will go through the answers with you. Okay, here's the answers for A and B. Again, make sure you have your work and make sure you have documented your label. So question C, it says, why is the rate in part A positive while the rate in part B is negative? What I want you to realize is this, is when you are looking at your rate for A, you have the balloon rising at this point. So that rate is positive. Now, when you are looking at the second one, you have the pressure decreasing as the balloon rises. So that would be the difference between those. And then letter D, if you haven't done so, go ahead and figure it out. It will be negative, and I will put that answer here. So your answer for that one is negative 0.0014 in degrees, and I'm going to say Celsius per foot. In 7-70, which is dreams come true, a lottery situation, we're going to add a graphical representation to the rate situation. So as you start, go ahead and look at letter A. What I want you to remember is don't skip a step. Go ahead and look for the average for all of the years for the 19 years. So you'll have your year 0 and your year 19, but make sure you show all your work. Your answer should actually be negative. In letter B, if the payments are $50,000 per year, why is the balance in the savings account not decreasing by $50,000 a year? Hopefully you notice and you understand the concept of interest and that you are getting, the account is going to earn some interest, and most of the payment actually comes from the interest. So in letter C, go ahead and use your calculator to make a scatter plot of the data and then describe the data. And when you get to D, if you are on your own, you need to go ahead and do each one of these on your own. We may be able to split them up in class depending on how people are situated. So what I want you to do is when you take a look at letter D, think about what you're doing. You are calculating between, this is letter D, t equals 0 and t equals 1. You're getting that value. And then you're going to do t equals 1 to t equals 2, and you're going to get that value, and so on. What I want you to realize is these numbers are negative. So for example, for your first one, it's going to be negative $5,805.34. Okay, so what you want to do is take a look at the next one. The next one would be negative $6,501.98. You need to go up to t equals 18 and 19. Letter E. The question is the average rate of change increasing or decreasing? And why do you think this happens? Now, this is a misconception, so really look at it first and see what you come up for an answer. What you need to realize, it is actually decreasing. So letter E is actually decreasing. And the reason it is decreasing is because the rate is becoming more and more negative. So the rate is more and more negative. You can see it just from the 2 that I did up top, that is becoming true. And then I want you to take a look at the graph, and this is another connection, the graphical part. How does the concavity of the graph verify your answer for part E? So when you take a look at your graph, that is concave down. So since that is concave down, your average rate of change is decreasing. So that is another way to look at your average rate of change, that it is decreasing. In the last problem, we are looking at Stacy and what she did on the treadmill. So your challenge for this one is looking for the second fastest rate of change from the table. So you cannot just assume that you're going to consider this consecutive table values when calculating it. You could go between, let's say, 1 and 7, or even 1 and 15. So you have to find the second fastest rate of change on this one. And so you are looking in the change in miles over the change in minutes. So take a look and see if you can calculate the fastest rate of change for this one. In the end, when you turn in your paper, I need to see many calculations and some reasonings, but hopefully in the end that you found your answer to be between 7 and 13.2 minutes. And that rate of change should be 0.2984 miles per minute. That will be your final answer for that one. Hopefully, while you were working through these problems, you were noticing some patterns or structure in your work. So what you want to do is you want to be able to connect slope to your work today as many ways as possible.